Level 1, the errand boy. The trunk is still warm. You stand in the alley behind the restaurant, the smell of garlic and diesel hanging in the night air. A black sedan idles beside you. The engine hums low. Inside the trunk is a man you've never met. You weren't told his name. You weren't told what he did. You were only told one thing. Drive. The keys are already in your hand. Across the alley, 3 men watch from beneath the yellow glow of a broken street lamp. They don't speak. They don't move. One of them lights a cigarette. You realize something. This isn't about the body. It's about you. You lift the trunk lid for half a second. Just enough to confirm what you already know. A face, pale, still. Then you close it. The latch snaps shut. No one nods. No one congratulates you. But the test is over. You get in the car and pull into the empty street. 2:41 a.m. The city is quiet at this hour. Traffic lights blink yellow. Storefronts are dark. Somewhere a siren wails 3 blocks away. You follow the directions you were given. Bridge, industrial road, river access simple. Your hands grip the wheel tighter than they need to. You weren't always part of this world. 2 months ago you were parking cars at the casino downtown. Minimum wage, night shifts, washing men in expensive suits, tip dealers with stacks of chips worth more than your rent. Then one of them noticed you, a captain. He liked how you worked. Fast, quiet, didn't ask questions. Now you're here. The first rule of this life becomes clear before the body hits the water. Loyalty isn't proven with words. It's proven with silence. The splash echoes under the bridge. You drive back into the city before the ripples fade. By morning you're back at the restaurant, delivering envelopes, moving boxes, running messages between men who never call each other directly. You learn the ecosystem quickly. The boss sits at the top. Below him are the captain. Below them are soldiers. And below everyone else, you. The errands become stranger. Pick up a package at 10:15 p.m. Wait exactly 7 minutes. Leave it under the 3rd bench in the park. A week later, you're collecting money from a bakery owner who greets you with a forced smile and a trembling hand. $3,200 in protection payments. You count it twice. The captain nods. You did it right. The money feels different when it passes through your hands. Heavy. Real. You don't keep any of it. Not yet, but you're inside the system now. And once you're inside, leaving isn't really an option. Level 2, the associate. The first time you carry a gun, no one makes a speech. The captain simply places it on the table. Compact, matte black, a serial number scratched away with a file. You probably won't need it, he says, which means you will. Associates are useful because they're unofficial. You aren't a made member. Your name isn't written anywhere. If something goes wrong, the organization denies you exist. That's the trade. Freedom for risk. Your work expands. You run sports betting operations out of a bar's back office. 3 televisions play games simultaneously. Phones ring nonstop on Sundays. Spreadsheets track thousands of dollars moving through gamblers who never see the people behind the system. You take 10% of every bet. The organization takes 60%. The rest moves up the chain. In one NFL weekend you process $180,000 in bets. Your share is $4,500. Tash, no taxes, no records. You begin wearing nicer clothes. Not flashy. That's another rule. Flashy attracts attention. But the money changes how people treat you. Bartenders remember your drink. Club owners shake your hand longer. Old friends start asking strange questions. How do you get into this? You shrug. Luck. Hard work. They laugh. They don't really want the answer. But the deeper you move into the system, the clearer the rules become. Respect is currency. Fear is insurance. Information is power. One night a gambler refuses to pay $12,000 in losses. He thinks the bets aren't enforceable. He thinks you're bluffing. The captain sends you and 2 soldiers to talk with him. The man lives in a suburban house with a swing set in the backyard. His wife answers the door. You see the moment confusion turns to panic. The conversation in the living room is quiet, polite, until the captain places a hammer on the coffee table. Not as a threat, just as a reminder. The money appears within the hour. When you leave, the captain glances at you. You stayed calm, he says. That matters here. Emotion is weakness. Control is power. You begin to understand something else. This life rewards one type of person. The kind who can cross lines once, then never think about them again. Level 3, the soldier. The ceremony happens in a basement. No windows, just a table, 4 chairs, and a portrait of the family's founder hanging on the wall. You kneel. A finger is pricked with a needle. A drop of blood stains a saint's card. It burns in your hands as you repeat the oath. Your life for the family. Your loyalty above everything. Even your own blood. When the ashes fall to the floor, you're no longer an outsider. You're a made man, a soldier, which means two things. You have protection and expectations. Soldiers earn. You're given territory now. 3 nightclubs, 2 construction unions, and a strip of down-iron bars that generate steady cash. Every week envelopes arrive. $2,000 here, $5,000 there. Sometimes $30,000 from a contractor who suddenly wins every city bid. You collect, you distribute, you keep your percentage. A good week clears $18,000. A great month pushes past $70,000. None of it touches your name. Everything runs through shell businesses and trusted intermediaries. But the real currency at this level isn't money. It's reputation. People begin recognizing you. Not publicly, quietly. A club owner greets you with immediate respect. A rival crew avoids your territory without explanation. Your name carries weight now, which means mistakes carry consequences. One night another family sends 2 men into your nightclub to start trouble. They break bottles, threaten the bartender, push customers around. They want a reaction. You give them one. The fight lasts 30 seconds. Your men drag them outside. No witnesses, no cameras, just a message delivered with fists and broken ribs. 2 days later their captain calls yours. Apologies. Territory respected again. You feel the shift inside yourself. Fear used to make your heart race. Now it sharpens your thinking. Violence isn't emotional anymore. It's procedural. A tool. That realization changes something fundamental. You stop wondering if this life is wrong. You start wondering how far it can go. Level 4, the earner. The first time you bring the boss a $500,000 envelope, he barely reacts. He flips through the stack once. Nods. Good month. That's all. At this level, money becomes a scoreboard. Captains compete through their soldiers. And soldiers like you compete through income. You expand operations. Online gambling networks. Loan sharking at 5% weekly interest. Illegal poker games in luxury apartments where a single night can move $200,000 across the table. Your reputation grows. People know you as someone who delivers. Reliable, efficient, unemotional. Your crew grows to 12 men, drivers, collectors, enforcers. They answer to you. You begin understanding leadership inside the system. Loyalty flows downward when money flows upward. As long as everyone earns, everyone stays happy. But problems multiply with scale. One collector skims $8,000 from weekly payments. You discover it immediately. Numbers always reveal betrayal. He denies it. You take him for a drive. The car stops near the docks. The conversation lasts 10 minutes. When it ends, the money is returned, and the collector disappears from the roster. Your crew doesn't ask what happened. They already know. The rules enforce themselves now. And that's when you notice something strange. You're respected. You're wealthy. You're feared. But freedom quietly disappears. You can't travel easily. You can't trust new people. Every phone call might be recorded. Every meeting might be watched. Success tightens the cage. Still, you keep climbing. Because there's only one direction left. Up. Level 5, the captain. The promotion comes after your captain retires. Officially, it's health issues. Unofficially, everyone knows he took too much money from the wrong partners. The boss calls you into his office. Mahogany desk, heavy curtains, 2 bodyguards standing like statues near the door. You run the crew now, just like that. No ceremony, no applause, but everything changes. As captain, 10 soldiers answer to you. Their earnings flow upward. You oversee rackets worth millions annually. Construction kickbacks alone bring in $3.2 million a year. Your share grows, but so does responsibility. You settle disputes between soldiers. You negotiate territory boundaries with rival families. You meet politicians who pretend they don't know exactly who you are. The ecosystem reveals its true structure. Crime isn't chaos, it's management. One mistake can spark a war. One insult can cost lives. Your job becomes balance. Pressure above, control below, and something else begins happening. You stop seeing individuals. People become assets. Union boss is leverage. A nightclub owner is revenue. Even your own men are pieces on a board. You tell yourself it's necessary. Emotion clouds judgment. Still, occasionally you remember the kid who drove that car to the river years ago. He seems like someone else now. Naive, soft. That version of you wouldn't survive here. Level 6, the underboss. The call comes at 4:12 a.m. The boss's voice is calm, too calm. The underboss is gone. Gone means dead. A stroke, officially. But strokes don't usually happen after midnight meetings with 3 captains in a locked office door. By sunrise, the organization needs stability. That's your role now. You oversee the entire operation. 8 captains, hundreds of soldiers and associates. Revenue streams across 3 states. Gambling, construction, import businesses, political connections. You spend your days solving problems before they become disasters. A shipment disappears at the port. You recover it. 2 captains argue over territory. You redraw the map. Federal agents raid a gambling operation. You shut down 6 others before warrants arrive. Power at this level feels different. You rarely touch money now. Rarely threaten anyone personally. Influence moves through conversations, decisions, subtle pressure. You've become part strategist, part diplomat, part executioner. But something else grows stronger. Isolation. Old friends stopped calling years ago. Your family sees you on holidays and little else. Every relationship carries calculation. Trust becomes theoretical. Even loyalty feels transactional. The higher you rise, the fewer people can stand beside you. Level 7. The boss. The hospital room smells like antiseptic and old money. The boss lies silent beneath white sheets. Machines hum softly beside him. At 9:47 p.m., the monitor flatlines. By 10:15 p.m., the organization belongs to you. There's no announcement, no press release, just a quiet meeting in the same restaurant where you once ran errands. The captains sit around the table. They look at you differently now. Not as a colleague, as gravity. Every decision you make ripples outward. Wars start or end with a sentence. Millions move with a nod. You sign contracts through intermediaries. You meet politicians through lawyers. You haven't touched street-level business in years. But every dollar still flows upward. The structure holds because everyone believes in it. And because they believe in you. But the top reveals the final illusion. Power doesn't bring freedom. It erases it. You travel with security. Phones change weekly. Meetings happen in shifting locations. You trust almost no one. The loyalty feels fragile. Because the same ladder you climbed, others are climbing behind you. Level 7. The boss. The hospital room smells like antiseptic and old money. The boss lies silent beneath white sheets. Machines hum softly beside him. At 9:47 p.m., the monitor flatlines. By 10:15 p.m., the organization belongs to you. There's no announcement, no press release, just a quiet meeting in the same restaurant where you once ran errands. The captains sit around the table. They look at you differently now. Not as a colleague, as gravity. Every decision you make ripples outward. Wars start or end with a sentence. Millions move with a nod. You sign contracts through intermediaries. You meet politicians through lawyers. You haven't touched street-level business in years. But every dollar still flows upward. The structure holds because everyone believes in it. And because they believe in you. But the top reveals the final illusion. Power doesn't bring freedom. It erases it. You travel with security. Phones change weekly. Meetings happen in shifting locations. You trust almost no one. Even loyalty feels fragile here. Because the same ladder you climbed, others are climbing behind you. Level 8. The Ghost King. Time slows down here. You don't attend most meetings anymore. Captains bring summaries. 2 pages, sometimes 1. Decisions take seconds. Your name carries more weight than your presence. Reputation governs for you. Problems often solve themselves before reaching your desk. You exist above the daily machinery now, almost separate from it. A symbol, a myth. Stories circulate about things you did 20 years ago. Half of them aren't even true, but they help maintain the structure. You live in guarded houses, travel quietly, speak carefully, because the system has enemies everywhere. Rival families, federal prosecutors, ambitious young captains. Ultimate power brings ultimate visibility, and ultimate solitude. Sometimes late at night you think about the beginning, the alley, the car, the trunk. That moment feels strangely distant, like a memory from someone else's life. You built an empire. Hundreds of men operate within rules you helped shape. Billions have moved through the network. Yet the system continues without needing you every hour, which is the final truth of power. No one is truly indispensable. Eventually every king becomes a ghost, and the machine keeps running. Tonight, somewhere across the city, a young man stands in an alley behind a restaurant. A car idles beside him. Inside the trunk is a body he's never seen before. 3 men watch from beneath a street lamp. They hand him the keys. He thinks this is just a job. He thinks he understands the game. He doesn't, but he will.